In hindsight, I've always been a bit of a rebel, in this, not in a, like a, criminal way. I mean, a rebel in the sense that I'm always, had my own thoughts, and I've always had kind of strong ideas and convictions about how to build a business. And I've always had the thrill that comes with creating something. So I'd been, writing software since I was 12. Uh, and so even if I hadn't in my mind said to myself, my career path is to be an entrepreneur, in hindsight, it's not surprising at all that that's the path that I ended up on. I would have never told you in a million years, right, that I'd end up building accounting software for a living. But in hindsight, I'm one of the very, very few, very lucky people who have, such an alignment of their career with their interests. It's just worked out really, really well for me. I'm not scripted. I'm not corporate, even though I'm the CTO of a large corporation. And that's worked out for me over the years because people, I think, are drawn to authentic leaders, who, they find credible and believable. And when that credible, believable leader has conviction around, something they want to build, something they want to accomplish, I think it's inspiring to people, especially within software development. Engineers in general are cynical. A lot of them are, I joke that engineers are either cynical or paranoid, and the good ones are both. A single shred of inauthenticity, is that a word? Inauthenticity? Fakery? Like a single shred of sort of buttoned up corporate script and leadership is sniffed out 100 miles away. And it might also just be a reflection that that's what worked. But I had the most success when I opened myself up, when I became vulnerable, when I brought people in, when I shared the good and the bad, when relationships extended outside of the office with the people I worked with, it worked and it felt comfortable. So I wish I could say something that took tons of discipline, and I had to read lots of books and go to lots of training, and I had to learn how to walk with my shoulders back the right style and talk with the right three-syllable words interspersed here and there. The reality is that when you have passion or conviction for something, it allows you to be authentic. And in my experience, that creates followers. And I've been really, really blessed over my career to have people who have worked with me for many, many years because we shared and were committed to the same vision. I guess there's a few things. One thing to not overlook is the importance of symbols. And what I mean by that is sort of the rituals that we go through as an organization, the patterns we follow in the way we communicate. So one of the first things that I struggled with when I took on the CTO job at Sage was there was this pattern in the way leaders communicated to the business or to their teams, where there was a very formal email that clearly wasn't written by the person that it came from. It's got their corporate glossy photo on it, like people don't know who I am. It's formatted and it's got like proper branding, and perhaps there's a time and a place for that. But if you've got, difficult news to deliver, if you've got news to deliver that you need to inspire the team, you write it yourself and you sign it with your name, right? And you eschew all of that unnecessary formality, because, as I said before, engineers in particular can smell it a mile away. But that's just one example of symbols, right? What in everything you do, in the content of a meeting, in the content of your one-on-ones, you have to embrace this openness and this honesty. So the symbols really matter. I think very quickly establishing honest feedback both ways matters a lot. It's interesting. The people who've worked for me over the years, who to me were just exceptionally performing people, that I felt, in some ways unworthy to lead. They were the ones where we could have very open and, sometimes painful conversations together. And obviously they knew that I respected them and trusted them and valued them because I told them, right? Wow. You never take, so this is another lesson there, by the way. Success always goes to the team. Success always goes to the team. And so if you can establish that, the motives of the leader are to the bigger purpose, right? The motives of the leader are to, driving the overall success and not the individual success. Those go a long ways towards establishing that type of a leadership relationship that you want.